And I'm here with Ohm Youngmisuk, who is covering the Nets practice today. And Ohm, what can you tell us about Kyrie Irving's status with the Nets now that the team is back in New York?
Cassidy, this was a question we all wondered when the Nets went to San Diego for training camp. Kyrie Irving was able to practice with them, but they returned to Brooklyn this week, and today Kyrie Irving was not at practice. Head coach Steve Nash had to answer plenty of questions about his starting point guard.
No further update. We support him. We're here for him, and if things change and there's a resolution, we're here for him.
Are you worried about the fact that you may not be able to have a full practice with your full team before the regular season?
I'm not really worrying about anything. We're just trying to work every day. So we came in today, had a great practice. We'll do the same tomorrow, and that's kind of where I leave it.
So what can you tell us about, yeah, go ahead, Ohm.
No, I was going to say, look, Kyrie Irving did not want this to become a distraction, but this has become now a distraction in Brooklyn. Every day this goes forward, Cassidy, because Steve Nash has to answer the question every day, is Kyrie Irving here? I mean, today he was even asked a question, would you consider moving practices outside of New York City to accommodate your starting point guard because you don't have him in practice to say like New Jersey or Staten Island? And Steve Nash said, no, this is our home. We're going to practice here. We had almost a full group. And so, look, the Nets are going to have to continue to wait on Kyrie Irving for practices and the first preseason game at home at Barclays, which is on Friday against Milwaukee.
Very interesting stuff. Not only are they going to have to be, dealing with all the questions, you're going to have to continue to ask the questions while we try to figure out the answer to the situation around Kyrie Irving. Thank you so much, Ohm.
Thank you.
Sticking with the Nets, in NBA.com's 20th annual GM survey, 72% of GMs picked the Nets to win the NBA title, followed by 17% of the votes to the Lakers and 10% to the reigning champs. Also, Kevin Durant was picked to win his second career MVP. Let's bring back Perk and Ramona. And Perk, assuming the Nets have their main core healthy, which is a big assumption throughout most of the season, do you think they should be the big favorites?
72%. 72%. Let me tell you what's going on with that, right? The general managers are just hating on the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? I know a few of the GMs, they don't have so much love for LeBron James. They don't have a lot of love for the Anthony Davis situation. They don't have a lot of love for Clutch Sports. And then on top of that, you have Carmelo Anthony for 2 years, thought that he was done. So he then came back and proving people wrong. Now, look, I'm not saying that the Nets are not going to win the East. I'm not saying that they can't win the NBA championship. But to vote 72% of the GMs voted for them, all this is just pure hate. There's no way around it. They're just hate on the Los Angeles Lakers. Because looking at them on paper, there's no way in hell that 50% of them GMs are going to sit up here and say, these guys on paper, when playoffs come around and healthy, that they don't have a chance or a high chance at winning the NBA championship.
Ramona?
I don't know if I go hate. I would say more age discrimination, Perk. I think if you look at the Lakers' big three, they're just older. I mean, Anthony Davis is young still, but I think it's just more like, who do you think has a better chance of being healthy at the end of the year? Last year, the Lakers LeBron wasn't healthy, AD wasn't healthy. Russ has been healthy, but he wasn't there. And we don't know what the fit's going to be like. I think it'll be pretty good, but in Brooklyn, we didn't see a whole lot of the big three together, but even when they just had two, they were really good last year. And so I think there's the only thing, if we get to a finals, if it's Brooklyn and LA, which there's a lot of ifs and there's a lot of season before that would happen, I might take the Lakers though, because who guards Anthony Davis in that series? If it's Brooklyn and LA, I still just Anthony Davis to me is the ultimate weapon that nobody has an answer for.
Cassidy, Ramona's and Russell Westbrook are not old. Those guys are still in their prime. I think LeBron take a back seat. Tell me who's going to stop Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook in the pick? Who's going to stop
Yeah, and not to mention, we're forgetting Giannis in eating the 50 piece. Maybe he should have got a 100 piece afterwards. Because did we just forget that the man was the MVP of the finals?
I don't think anyone forgot it. I think people are just thinking who's going to stop, three of the best one-on-one players in Kyrie, KD, and James Harden, and giving them the credit.
They should be
They're
the
younger.
favorites. They should.
Regardless, we'll find out.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.